Few names in modern music carry the lasting impact of ABBA. At the center of its sound stands Benny Andersson, a composer whose melodies help define an era and continue to resonate across generations. Born in Stockholm in 1946, Benny's early exposure to music shaped a lifelong devotion to melody, harmony, and storytelling through sound. When his path crossed with collaborators who would become family and creative partners, the foundations of one of pop history's most iconic groups were laid. This is the story of how talent, emotion, and circumstance fused into a global phenomenon that outlived trends and even the band's original lifespan. Early life and musical roots. Benny Andersson grew up in Stockholm surrounded by music, learning accordion from his father and grandfather before exploring piano on his own. His influences ranged widely, from Swedish folk traditions to early rock and roll icons like Elvis Presley. Leaving school at 15, he committed fully to music, performing in local bands and developing a reputation for instinctive melody writing. These formative years shaped his signature style, simple yet emotionally rich compositions. Long before global fame, he had already built the foundation of a career defined by musical curiosity and an ability to turn everyday emotion into unforgettable harmonic structure. The partnership with Björn Ulvaeus. A turning point came in 1966 when Benny met Björn Ulvaeus. Their meeting sparked one of pop music's most successful songwriting partnerships. Together, they began crafting songs that blended folk storytelling with modern pop structure. Björn's lyrical sensitivity and Benny's melodic instinct created a balance that would later define the ABBA sound. They worked with various Swedish acts before realizing their creative potential was strongest when combined with powerful vocalists. Their collaboration became the creative engine behind a group that would soon transcend national boundaries and reshape global pop music. Formation of ABBA. The formation of ABBA emerged gradually through overlapping personal and professional relationships. Benny and Björn partnered with singers Agnetha Fältskog and Anni-Frid Lyngstad, whose distinctive voices completed the group's sonic identity. Initially performing under different names, the ensemble struggled to find recognition. However, the chemistry between the four performers, both musically and personally, became undeniable. Their harmonies blended precision with emotional warmth, setting them apart from contemporary pop acts. As their identity solidified into ABBA, they began to craft the sound that would soon dominate international charts. Eurovision breakthrough, Waterloo. In 1974, ABBA achieved international recognition by winning the Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo. The performance marked a turning point in European pop history. The song showcased the group's ability to merge catchy hooks with theatrical energy and polished production. Its success launched them from regional performers to global stars almost overnight. The win also established their reputation for vibrant stage presence and innovative pop craftsmanship. From that moment forward, ABBA was no longer an emerging act but a defining force in global music culture, setting the stage for a decade of extraordinary commercial and artistic success. Global success and signature hits. Following Eurovision, ABBA entered a period of unprecedented global success. Songs such as Dancing Queen, Fernando, Knowing Me, Knowing You, and The Winner Takes It All became international classics. Their music combined upbeat disco rhythms with emotionally layered storytelling, allowing them to appeal across cultures and generations. The group's polished studio production and distinctive harmonies became their trademark. Albums topped charts worldwide, and their popularity extended beyond Europe into North America, Australia, and beyond. ABBA's music was not only commercially successful, but also culturally transformative, helping define the sound of the 1970s pop era. Personal relationships and emotional strain behind the success, personal relationships within ABBA grew increasingly complex. The marriages between Benny and Anni-Frid Lyngstad, and between Björn Ulvaeus and Agnetha Fältskog, eventually ended in divorce. These emotional shifts inevitably influenced their music, adding deeper layers of heartbreak and reflection. Touring pressures, global fame, and constant public attention intensified the strain. Rather than separating completely, however, the group channeled their experiences into songwriting, producing emotionally resonant material that reflected real personal transitions. This period marked a shift from carefree pop toward more introspective and mature themes. The Visitors' Era and Artistic Maturity. By 1981, ABBA released The Visitors, an album widely regarded as their most mature and introspective work. The music reflected themes of isolation, political tension, and emotional distance. Synth-driven arrangements replaced earlier disco brightness, signaling an artistic evolution. The group's internal dynamics were changing, and the music mirrored that transformation. Though still commercially successful, the tone was noticeably darker and more reflective. The album stands as a testament to their ability to evolve artistically while processing personal and collective change. It marked the closing chapter of their original creative peak as a performing group. Breakup and post-ABBA careers. By the early 1980s, ABBA gradually stepped back from group activity. There was no formal dramatic breakup, but rather a quiet fading of collaboration. Benny Andersson and Björn Ulvaeus transitioned into musical theatre, most notably creating the acclaimed stage musical Chess, followed years later by contributions to Mamma Mia. Agnetha Fältskog and Annie-Frid Lyngstad pursued solo careers with varying degrees of public engagement. While the group paused collective work, their influence continued to grow. Their music remained globally popular, frequently rediscovered by new generations through radio, compilation albums, and emerging digital platforms. Reunion, Voyage, and enduring legacy. In 2021, ABBA surprised the world with Voyage, their first studio album in 4 decades. The project demonstrated that their creative chemistry remained intact despite time apart. It was accompanied by a groundbreaking virtual concert experience in London, featuring digital avatars that recreated their performances for modern audiences. The project reaffirmed their status as innovators in both music and technology. Public appearances by Benny Andersson alongside fellow members highlighted a renewed sense of appreciation and connection. Rather than a nostalgic return, it became a celebration of continuity, proving their artistry still resonates powerfully today. Outro, a legacy beyond time. The story of ABBA and Benny Andersson is ultimately one of transformation, resilience, and timeless creativity. What began as a collaboration in Sweden evolved into one of the most influential musical journeys in history. Their songs continue to fill arenas, theatres, and playlists worldwide, transcending language and generation. Beyond fame and fortune, their legacy lies in emotional honesty expressed through melody. Even decades after their peak, their music remains alive, reshaped continually by new audiences. ABBA's story is not just about pop success, it is about enduring human connection through music that refuses to fade.